This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It sure is great having you join me here in these online lessons. This is lesson 7 in this mini course that's all about flat picking. With this lesson, we're continuing to work with the strumming pattern that goes bass, down, up, alternate bass, down, up. We're going to do that with two chords, the D chord. We haven't yet worked on the D chord with this strumming pattern, and A7. We've worked on A before. A7 actually works just the same as A, but we're going to work on A7 here. So we're going to use these two new chords with that strumming pattern, and then we're going to insert that in to a chord progression that comes from a song, so we get to actually work on it in context. Let's go ahead and look at the D chord first. So we have our basic D chord. The root note of the chord, the lowest bass note, is on that open 4th string because it's a D chord. So that's where our bass note is. So we're going to have bass, down, up. We have two options for the alternate bass note pluck with this chord. We can do the 5th of the chord on the next string. So that's on the 3rd string where we've got our index finger placed at the 2nd fret. So that can be our alternate bass note. So I got the root, and then that higher 5th. And you can do what I'm doing there is I'm taking out the up strum. If you need to, as you're learning these, just to focus on that bass note pluck, you can just do the down strum, bass, down, and then once you're ready, you can insert the up strum and get comfortable with that chord. So that's one option. The other option with that chord is to alternate with the 5th, but have the 5th note, or the 5th of the chord, be voiced lower than the root. So we have that open 4th string, the D is our bass, and then our alternate bass could be the 5th of the chord, that's the open 5th string, which is in A, which is the 5th of the chord, and it's the open A string. The A is the 5th of this chord. So you could go back and forth between that. So I'm doing the 4th string to the 5th string, the root to the 5th of the chord. I prefer this one most of the time. I like going from that higher root to the lower 5th most of the time. Sometimes I use the other one. It just depends on the context. Okay, so that's for the D chord. Let's look at the A7 chord. A7 works like A, but just in review on how A worked, we've got the open 5th string as our A. That's our lowest root. That's going to be our bass note. And then we can use the next string up, which is the 4th string, and do the 5th of the chord there. So going between the 5th string and the 4th string, we get the root and 5th. You'll see a pattern that for both D and A7, or D and A, it would also work for D7, and then the minor versions of these chords would work the same way as well. We can play the bass note where it is, and then we can play an alternate bass note on the next string up. So that's just a pattern that works on every chord we play in first position, actually. It just might sometimes be the 3rd of the chord and other times be the 5th of the chord. So that's how that one sounds. Now with A7, we can also go to a lower alternate bass note. So we've got the open 5th string as our A. If we can catch the open 6th string, we can do that one as our 5th of the chord. So A to E, or root to 5th. So we can also do the lower alternate bass note, or the lower 5th. Okay, and we'll take a look at doing that with the strumming, with the chord progression. Now these are the chords for the song Billy Boy. Down in the description below there's a link. You can download a free copy of the music in PDF format, and you'll have Billy Boy there. I've also got the chord progression written up here on the board. So we're going to go 6 times on D. We're going to go 4 times on A7. So 6 measures of D, so 6 times, meaning we're inserting our strumming pattern once per measure. So 6 times, 6 measures of D, 4 measures of A7. Then we got 3 measures of D, 1 measure of A7, and 2 measures of D. Now, with the final 2 measures being on D, this melody has a pickup measure and it borrows from the last 2 beats in that final measure. Sometimes I won't play this strumming pattern all the way through the 2 measures and then do some sort of final end on top of that. I'll actually do the end in the last bar. So a way that works well for this song and some other songs is to do 1 time with the pattern, bass, alternate, and then go bass, down, up, down, and that puts sort of a finish on beat 3 of that last measure. So, and that's the kind of ending that I'll throw in this. Okay, let's go ahead and plug in this strumming pattern into our chord progression, or into our song. This first time, let's do it where we're playing the alternate note on the higher string. So for D, when I'm going my root note or my bass notes on that open 4th string, then I'm going to go to the 3rd string for my alternate. And with the A7, I've got my root to my bass note on the open 5th string, and then I'm going to go to the 4th string for my alternate. So we're going to go lower bass to a higher alternate bass. Here we go. A 1, 2, oh, where have you been, Billy boy, Billy boy? Oh, where have you been, charming Billy? I have been to see my wife, she's the joy of my life. She's a young thing and cannot leave her mother. Kind of silly. Okay, now let's do the other one where we go from the root note to a lower alternate bass note. So for D, we've got the open 4th string for the bass note, and then the open 5th string for the alternate bass note. And then for A7, we have the open 5th string as our root, and then that low 6th string as our alternate. So higher bass note to a lower alternate bass note. Here you go. 1, 2, oh, where have you been, Billy boy, Billy boy? Oh, where have you been, charming Billy? I have been to see my wife, she's the joy of my life. She's a young thing and cannot leave her mother. Okay, and once you get it down at that tempo, it's nice to speed it up. So I'm going to take it here so you can practice along. We'll go with a lower bass note to a higher alternate bass note first. Here we go. A 1, 2, oh, where have you been, Billy boy, Billy boy? Oh, where have you been, charming Billy? I have been to see my wife, she's the joy of my life. She's a young thing and cannot leave her mother. And we'll do the higher root note, or the higher bass note, to the lower alternate bass. Here you go. Like that. So you got 1, 2, oh, where have you been, Billy boy, Billy boy? Oh, where have you been, charming Billy? I have been to see my wife, she's the joy of my life. She's a young thing and cannot leave her mother. Alright, super fun. Now, as I like to do, as we're getting ready for lessons that will come where we work on the melodic playing, the single note playing of flat picking, which is really what flat pickers are considered. They're the ones playing a lot of melodic content, but they also play the rhythm. That's why we're starting out here. Everything we do is foundational and used in so many different styles, so it's great to do, as I explained in the first lesson. But we got to do the melodies. So With this melody, everything is written in quarter notes and half notes, though we are in cut time. So it's kind of like 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. With this, since we don't have eighth notes, and we know that when we have eighth notes, we pluck down on the eighth note that is played on a beat, and up on an eighth note that's in between a beat or on an off beat. When we have all quarter notes and half notes like this, and we can count this as if it were in 4/4 time, even though we're in cut time, we're going to put down plucks on the notes that are on beats 1 and 3, up plucks on the notes on beats 2 and 4. So we work on that alternate picking. So I'm going to play through this melody. Now, as I've mentioned before, if you need help with reading notes or tablature, there's books in the Method Book series that can help you master that. And there's also quick answer videos that can get you started. So if you've never done it before, then check out the quick answer video that will get you started with tablature. I'm just going to go ahead though and assume you know how. I'm going to give us 3, 4, 1, 2 in the count off, and we'll be in. Here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2. And of course you can get that going as fast as you can with accuracy, and that will help as we develop the ability to play those single lines, and we can work on playing some really intricate stuff, especially in the bluegrass style, later on down the way. In the next lesson, in lesson 8, we're going to work on a song that will use A, D, and E7. So it's going to be great. Take care. We'll see you next time. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.